Welcome to Living Simple and Well, the audio diary for the woman who's doing her best to live a meaningful life, one boundary, one deep breath, one messy day at a time. Hosted by a girl just getting by. This podcast is your safe space for raw conversations, real life lessons, and tiny shifts that make a big impact. From navigating complicated relationships and motherhood meltdowns to curating a soft, slow morning routine and showing up for your dreams, we're talking about it all, vulnerably, honestly, without the pressure to have it all figured out. Here, it's not about hustle culture or perfection. It's about coming home to yourself, simplifying the noise, and choosing to live well on your own terms. So pour your coffee, take a walk, or hide in your closet for some peace and quiet. You're safe here. Hello, loves, and welcome back to Living Simple and Well, the place where we get absolutely honest, intentional, and a little bit softer about how we show up for ourselves and our lives. Your girl has an iced strawberry matcha latte today. If you do not follow me on Instagram, I've been chatting recently about some digestive issues. I think it's all coming from my gut, but I'm dealing with like some brain fog and bloating and just irritability. I'm trying a new supplement. I will keep you all very updated on how that goes because your girl loves to gab. And I'm sure it will come up in conversation here, friends. But I digress. Today is matcha over coffee. And I never thought I'd give up my coffee, but I truly love matcha lattes. And I think it's been probably the better part of the last year since I've discovered them. And I am into it. So sippy sip. If you are not already watching on video, we are on video now. I believe video will be available on Spotify, but Apple, if you're listening there, is still audio only given their technical restrictions. But today I want to talk about something that has completely shifted how I approach my goals, how I approach my routines, and honestly, my identity. This episode is geared for the woman who is honestly very tired of consistently chasing the goal and never quite feeling like she's getting there. I can tell you right now that I'm raising my hand because it is I. I am going to dig deep today into the power of building rituals and systems that can actually support you in achieving your goals. I want to talk about how manifestation isn't just about vision boards and journaling. It's about becoming her now. Before the success, before the glow up, before the big moment. Because here's the truth. What you do frequently becomes your frequency. Does that sound familiar, friends? What you repeat, you eventually believe. And I want to start there. If you didn't listen to the last week's episode, it was all about what you do frequently becoming your frequency. And I highly suggest pausing here and digging in there for 15 minutes before digging in here. We have a problem with being obsessed with goals. We live in a culture that is inherently obsessed with the end result. An income goal, a dream body, the perfect morning routine, the brand launch, the house, the lifestyle, the highlight reel. And listen, I love a good vision. I'm a dreamer. But what I've realized is that goals without systems are literally just wishes. They're hopes and dreams that something will come true. They float in and out of your brain and your notebook and even your Pinterest board, but they don't go anywhere unless your days start to support the direction you want to grow in. If you're constantly staring at the finish line, it's going to be so easy to feel like you're never enough, that you're behind, you're going to become unmotivated, or you're not going to be disciplined enough. But what if it's not you? What if it's the way that you're actually chasing the goal that's keeping you stuck? Okay, let's shift our focus from chasing to anchoring. Rituals are queen over randomness, right? Rituals are sacred. They're little patterns that you create in your day that reconnect you to your why. They don't have to be elaborate. In fact, the simpler the better. And I have a few examples listed here. Lighting a candle before you sit down to work to signal this is a space of focus and flow. Personally, I have a warm light on my desk. I have a lamp here, and I have a candle warmer in another corner. It creates a visualization of warm light in every corner of my office. So I come in here, usually coffee or matcha in hand, and set the mood, quite literally, for a warm, inviting, cozy space for my office. Saying out loud, I am calm, I am clear, I am capable. Do this while you're brushing your teeth. I am an affirmation lover at my core. And when I started saying these affirmations out loud is when I truly started to believe them and be them. A daily walk without your phone, just you and the sounds of life around you. This is key. And this is something that I have started incorporating into my days. I walk my daughter to school every morning, and the walk home, it's about a 15-minute walk there and a 15-minute walk back. On the walk home, I do nothing. It's 15 glorious minutes of just me listening to the kiddos getting off to school, honoring the nature and the world around me, and taking my deep breaths and thinking of the coffee or the matcha that I'm going to have when I get home, or the ritual of setting up my office, and maybe a little mental checklist of what's about to happen throughout my day. It gives me that time to just listen to my thoughts and honor what comes into my brain and acknowledge and file it how I see fit. A slow stretch or moment of stillness before your kids wake up. This is big. I started waking up before my daughter probably about a year ago. I took the time to create a nighttime routine first. I do have an episode about my morning routine, and I have an evening routine episode in the works. But I kind of reverse engineered my morning routine by starting with my evening routine. I formalized a plan and built out rituals that allowed me to wind down in a way that allowed me to go to bed earlier and sleep better, because I'm not a morning person. I didn't love the idea of waking up earlier just for some peace and quiet. But when I tell you, it ain't easy. And if you're not a morning person and you're not already doing this, please take it slowly. Back yourself up maybe 15 minutes over the course of every few days, setting it further and further earlier depending on what your goal is. If your kiddos are getting up at 7 a.m., just give yourself 6:30 even. Make it so you have time to just breathe, have a hot cup of coffee, or write a few things down in your journal before the chaos of the day consumes you. Giving yourself this time is something I promise you will not regret. I literally spend an hour every morning now, enjoyably. I like getting up early now for myself. I focus on me. I am getting my strength training done. I am getting my journal time in. I'm spending time with my Bible, with God and the Word. I am getting some grounding and fresh air and deep breaths. And ultimately, I am showing up for myself before I have to show up and be something for everyone else. These moments, these rituals, they're your reminders. They say, this is who I am and this is how I show up for myself. Systems make success sustainable. You don't need more motivation. You need systems. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are unpredictable. Systems, though, they're your safety net. I want you to think of it this way. How does the version of you that you're trying to become run her day? Ask yourself a few questions. Does she meal prep to fuel her energy? Does she have a content system that supports her business? Does she give herself time to rest, not just collapse? Success doesn't happen because you woke up feeling inspired. It happens because you created rhythms that protect your energy and that help you stay on track even when life gets messy. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to create systems that let you come back to yourself again and again. Now, this part might feel a little awkward at first, but hear me out. You have to speak as your future self. Literally, out loud, in your own voice. Say things like, I'm the kind of woman who shows up for herself. I take care of what matters because I care about myself. I'm becoming more peaceful every single day. When you hear yourself say these things, something shifts internally. Your brain doesn't just store it. It starts to look for evidence that it's true. That's the beginning of real transformation, friend. Manifestation isn't magic. It's consistency. It's daily alignment. Let me ask you something. What does she, your future self, actually look like? How does she start her day? What choices does she make when she's tired? How does she treat her body? What does she tolerate in her schedule? Maybe in her friendships? Now here's the twist. You don't become her after the success. You become her before. You act like her now in the small things, in the way you hydrate, in the way you move, rest, in the way you speak to yourself. This is how you bridge the gap. You don't need to wait for a title, a milestone, or a big transformation to show up like the woman you want to be. You just need to start practicing. So what does this look like practically speaking? It means choosing one or two small habits that you commit to consistently. Don't try to change your entire life overnight. I have examples for you. Drinking a glass of water before your morning coffee. Stretching for 5 minutes before you go to bed. Journaling 3 sentences each morning. Reviewing your goals every Sunday. Setting screen time boundaries that help you stay grounded. These are all small things, when done often, create real magic. And here's the thing. It isn't about hustle. It's about respect for yourself, for your time, for your energy. Discipline can be gentle. It's not punishment. It's a promise. It's how you keep showing up to the life you're building, even when it's quiet, even when nobody else sees it, because you see it. Before we wrap up, I want to send you all off with a few reminders. She exists inside of you already. You don't need to earn her. You just need to remember her. Don't wait for the perfect moment, friend. Become her now. One system, one ritual, one loving choice at a time. She's not far away. She's already in here. I've got 3 rituals here that I want you to consider trying this week. I want you to start your days with one sentence your future self would say. Think about something like, I lead my day with calm and clarity. I want you to create a 3-step evening wind down system. Here's an example. Tidy your space, do some light stretching, and dim the lights. All of that together might take maybe 10 to 15 minutes, friends. Speak an identity affirmation out loud in the mirror. Here's a good one. I am the woman who makes space for joy and rest. If this episode resonated with you, friend, I'd love for you to share it with a friend who's building a soft, intentional life too. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe and leave a review. It helps this little corner of the internet I'm building reach more women who need it. Until next time, friend, simple is powerful, soft is strong, and keep living simple and well.